What is going on? Welcome back to a new episode of Off the Bench. Of course, I'm DeMarcus, and I got my main man, Ant, with me again.
What's going on, guys?
Standing in for Ty while Ty is still on his honeymoon vacation.
Something like that.
So, well, how you been doing today, Ant? Everything going good?
Yeah, it's been a great day. Can't complain at all. So I'm excited to be on here and talk some sports.
Hey, man, we got a lot on the plate today, so let's just get right into it. So, first things first, let's talk about the draft. The draft just happened. NFL draft just went down. So let's get into kind of, did we see anything unexpected? And then kind of grade who we think had the best draft of all the teams. So let's first off, what did you think about the draft? Do you think it went pretty kind of how you thought it was, or did you see any surprising picks for yourself?
I mean, I think it went I would say there were some surprise picks.
Okay.
There was a lot of trades.
Yeah. I was Arizona trading with Houston for Houston to get this 2 and 3 pick. That kind of threw me for a little.
I think there was I don't remember how many. I know there's 40, 50, something like that. It was the most trades
in NFL draft history. Yeah,
which is crazy. But yeah, there was some interesting. I know Robinson from Texas.
Yep.
With Atlanta,
to
right?
Atlanta. Yep.
That was an interesting
pick for them.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a few of those that I would definitely question.
Okay.
But for the most part, I mean, I think most teams got what they needed.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see what Texans do with those 2 picks.
I think Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud are going to be good for them. I just don't know how fast they're going to be good for them.
Well,
because I feel like they're going to want C.J. to come in and start right away because they don't even have a quarterback.
No, they said.
They want him to. They said competition.
Right now, they said that I forget who the backup is,
mm-hmm.
but they said on their Facebook or whatever that unless he comes in and wins the job right away, he's going to sit until he's ready.
Okay, so they're not trying to throw him in the fire.
Doesn't sound like it.
Okay, well,
just smart.
Yeah, which is real smart. And the same thing with Bryce Young. I hope Carolina, which I think they say is going to be kind of a QB, competition there too as well. Give these guys a chance to really learn the NFL. Because like I said, I know everybody keeps saying the size thing ain't a big deal for him, but I do worry about that. His size, I do worry about that. So, but like I said, he just comes into spring training and into spring practice and just balls out, then I don't know if he can be a starter there. But of course, Will Anderson, I know he'll start. I think he'll start with Texas.
Freak, he's going to do fine.
So I would say that I would, like I said, I was surprised by as many trades that we saw, but a lot of teams I did see them kind of picking the way they did. So what would you say about your Patriots? Because we were talking about that before we got on here. What do you think about your Patriots? How did they do in the draft?
I mean, I think their first 2 rounds are great.
Okay.
So I'm good with the cornerback and the rusher, edge rusher that they picked up. So they kind of surprised me with an early kicker pick. I think it was 4th round.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we need one.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And we needed a punter. So, I think we've done well. We're just going to have to see with Bill O'Brien how things go.
Yeah.
That's the next steps.
I think, that's why I say I'm excited to see how y'all going to be. Chicago, we did get us a offensive lineman, which we need.
Yep.
We need that drastically. So we're going to have to see how that play out. But I would say, for the most part, I was okay with what we did. But like I say, time would tell. And then I would say also with the draft, grade-wise, I would say Philadelphia. They just killed it.
Yeah, they did great. I was surprised Will Levis went 2nd round. I expected him to go higher.
I really wasn't surprised because like I say, coming into the combine, he had some stock, but it wasn't like Anthony Richardson. It wasn't like CJ. It wasn't like Bryce. It just wasn't to the same level as them. So I didn't see him getting picked really in the 1st round.
They said he had like a 1% chance not to go out in like the top 10 or at least the 1st round.
Wow.
Yeah, 1%.
Yeah. But like I say, I mean, not against him. Not saying he's not a good quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. But I just think that the needs of those teams that wanted a quarterback, they just saw, more.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
upside of those quarterbacks.
To be fair, so didn't the 49ers, picked the last pick with a quarterback, and now look who's starting next year.
That's what I'm saying.
Same with Tom Brady.
Exactly. So I don't think it's necessary the pick where you are, it's where you're going. That's most important. He's going to a team that I think he can actually have an opportunity to play with.
Well, I saw a stat this week. It said players in the NFL right now, most of them come between the 3rd and the 5th round.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
it's not just because you first round pick don't mean you're always going to pan out to be what you're supposed to be.
Not at all.
Because a lot of times it's the guy that got undrafted and signed, or the guy that got picked last pick of the NFL draft who comes in with all the hunger to want to improve a point.
Yep.
To not only to himself but to everybody that didn't pick him.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it just all depends on where you go and how you position on that team that's going to give you the success that you're looking for.
As long as you're in the league, you got a chance.
Exactly. So that's why I said, but I would go definitely Philadelphia. Like my manager at my job said, hey, man, he said they're the Philly Bulldogs now.
They are certainly.
So with all them Bulldogs running around on defense.
They picked the entire national championship.
They picked the whole national championship team. So, all right, so staying with the draft, I want to bring, to attention these two individuals that are, of course, locally from here.
Absolutely.
Devon Witherspoon getting drafted number 5 for the Seahawks.
Absolutely.
Going pretty much unknown and then becoming one of the best cornerbacks in the country in Illinois.
Yep.
Big ups to him. Congratulations. Hometown kid. And then, of course, Jacob Copeland.
Yeah.
Signing with the Titans.
That's right.
So we got 2 more Pensacola natives in the NFL. So big ups to y'all.
Yeah,
congratulations.
We appreciate
Congratulations on making it to the big dance, the big show. So now it's time to go out there, man, and show them.
Put some work in.
Show them that Pensacola, and we make pros too. All right.
Right.
So transitioning to Lamar Jackson. So you saw the draft. He got the big boy contract.
Yes. He got
which I think we talked about on the last podcast. Hey, man, they got to make a decision either right before the draft or right after the draft. They got to make a decision what they're going to do with him. So right at the draft, they signed him to a 5-year, $260 extension, $185 guaranteed, 52 a year. What did you think about that contract?
I mean, I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was either not going to play or get paid.
Yeah.
But the question would be, does it still equal? Does he feel slighted by Deshaun Jackson getting $230 million?
Well, everybody,
guaranteed.
Yeah, everybody's going to because nobody's going to get that. No, nobody else. I don't even, I don't see anybody else out there that's going to get a fully guaranteed. Like I said, what
crazy.
Cleveland Browns did is unheard of, unthinkable, and I don't think anybody else will get that. Now, of course, it's good to strive for that. He wasn't wrong for that, but you're not going to get $230 guaranteed.
Yeah, no, I think
$260 guaranteed.
I think he's good enough to have gotten the paycheck.
Yeah.
Now, can you go out there and prove that you're going to stay healthy?
Yeah.
And bring your team past the first round?
Yeah. And also too, not only did they give him the money, but they went out and they drafted and they picked up and signed people that now it's like, okay, Lamar, here you got you some weapons. You've never had it before, but now you got you some targets to throw the ball to. Just now you stay healthy and let's see what this team can really do. Because defensively, they up there, top 10 in defense usually. So he's going to have the defensive help. Now you got the offensive help. Now let's see what you really can do.
If they can stay healthy, they're always going. They are a contender for the
100%. 100%. He's a MVP, former MVP of the league, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So there's no reason why they can't have a productive good year this year. So I'm excited to see. But I think the contract he got was the right one for him to sign.
Yeah.
And also too, it shows that hey man, you don't necessarily need an agent to get these type of deals done.
Right.
So I'm curious to see how moving forward, these younger players coming up, how they're going to kind of follow suit, or they're going to, really go with the whole normal route of having an agent and having representation for yourself.
True.
Or will you allow your game to speak and then go and fight for your money yourself? So staying on contracts, so QB contracts, man, they're getting higher and higher every time.
I was just thinking that while you were talking.
They're getting higher and higher every time. Where do you see these contracts stopping? Do you see it stopping at $500 million? Because quarterbacks are just getting, astronomical amount of money compared to the rest of the players on the team.
I think you can look at it in baseball terms. They're going to be getting 10-year.
Yeah, they're gonna have to
300
to stretch the money out.
Million,
yeah, to stretch the money out because that's what
Patrick Mahomes
got. Yeah,
10-year like 340 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Almost 4. I think they said with bonuses and everything, it'll stretch over 450. Is what it'll stretch to.
I think pocket QBs will be a little bit better, or it'll be easier to sign a pocket quarterback.
Yeah.
Over a Lamar Jackson in those terms
because
of the injury risk.
Same thing with Jalen Hurts. Signed a great deal too for himself, but like you said, the risk factor is higher with him because he is a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
But also, too, if you think about it, man, all of the great quarterbacks in the league right now are all mobile. There's not no pocket quarterback right now. Tom Brady's gone.
Yeah. No.
So
yeah, I agree. I mean,
you got Aaron Rodgers. He's probably the least one to run out of all the top quarterbacks.
Joe Burrow don't run much. They run in out of necessity.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, but like just straight standing in the pocket, ain't too many of them out there. No. Daniel Jones, he'll run. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence will run. Deshaun Watson, he'll run. I mean, pretty much every quarterback you name it. Kyler Murray, they'll run, But like you say,
it's a shift.
It's exactly. So I just think that shift into that type of quarterback is going to stay that trend because even the guys coming in, CJ and Bryce, them young guys, they run.
I'm curious to see where it'll be when they're in their upper 30s, like Aaron Rodgers. Are they still running at that point, or are they?
I don't think
developing into.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers this year. I don't think he runs as much.
No, but he used to.
He used to at Green Bay. I think this year he focused more on quick routes, and then giving the ball to the running back. I don't think he does a lot of running this year. I think they want to try to preserve him as long as they can. Because I think they're going to get at least 2 years, maybe 3 years out of him in New York.
Well, you look at running backs, statistically, they don't last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. If they're lucky, five years if they're lucky.
So quarterbacks need to adjust. I mean, running quarterbacks they don't last that long.
No, they don't. I mean,
Lamar Jackson is by far an anomaly.
Yes. Because normally somebody like you look at Michael Vick.
Yeah, and he was
Warren Moon, all them guys that ran, they didn't last more than 10 years. No, at a high level anyway. They still was playing, but just wasn't that high level player because of the injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, because your ankles always getting tackled, knees, your hips, your back, all that stuff, and then shoulders from getting slammed on the ground. That's why with Josh Allen, it's like I'm worried about him because he runs hard.
Yep.
Not only is he running, but he jumping over people. He trying to not run people over. He getting tackled hard.
We'll see this year because they got a running game supposedly.
Yep.
So maybe that takes a little bit off.
And then they did pretty good in the draft too. They got him another receiver.
Yeah.
So now he's gonna have 2 tight ends. So I'm curious to see how he's gonna do this year. And I'm hoping for him too, man. Because like I said, I think this is his year now where you got to get at least you got to get to the Super Bowl, man. You got to get to the Super Bowl.
They should have won it last year.
That's the last 2 years. The last 2 years they would have favored, and I felt like they had a team to win. But just like I said, coming into the playoffs. Not just coming up short the last 2 years. So he got a lot to prove this year too, I think. So all right, so staying on Aaron Rodgers, like I said, they finally, got the deal done. He's a Jet now. And I saw that he decided he's not gonna wear number 12 in honor of Joe Namath.
I can respect that.
I respect that too. Because I was wondering if he was gonna, either just
he even got permission too.
That's what I'm saying. I was wondering if he was gonna talk to him about it and see, hey man, are you cool with me still wearing 12? Or what do you want me to do? But he's going with number 8. Yep. So I like the fact that he's paying homage to him and to, the New York great Jets.
Yeah, and I think that was his college or high school number.
Something like that, yeah. Matter of fact, no, I think it was a high school number because when he was at in college, he wore number 12 in college.
Okay.
So it was his high school number. So that's good. And then I see he got his boy Randall Cobb on the way too.
Yeah, so, it's basically the Jets. Yeah, it's new revised Packers. They're still green.
Yeah, it's still green.
Just remove the yellow.
Just remove the yellow. But yeah, he's getting a lot of familiar pieces coming there with him.
Doesn't make sense to me. If you couldn't do it with the pieces you had there, why are you? I mean, plus they're not the youngest receiving core.
I'm with you. That part I don't understand. Okay, I get it. You have guys that you've played with in the past on past teams that you enjoy as a teammate and as a person, but y'all didn't win.
Right.
So why do you think bringing them to this new situation is going to be a different result?
Especially last year, because didn't a rookie last year take over almost the number 1 wide receiver spot? Wasn't he a rookie?
Yeah.
What's his name? I can't think of his name, but I had him in my fantasy, so that's why I knew he did well.
Because Garrett Wilson, he did good for them last year.
Oh, you're talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about Green Bay.
Oh, you're talking about Green Bay. You talking about
number 9 or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I think he was a rookie. I could be wrong. Second year. I don't know.
But yeah, he was another.
But he went off
unknown. Yeah.
But he was their deep threat, and then they still weren't doing anything.
That's what I'm saying. So
we'll see.
But we'll see. I'm hopeful that because Jets fans they need a good year. And like I say, with Aaron Rodgers there and all the pieces they picked up, what they drafted, and of course the returning of their defense, they should be top in their division.
Dude, we're gonna find out if you can buy a championship. You're good at that.
Well, I mean, the LA Rams, they did it.
They did.
They did that one year, and then
they almost didn't.
And then last year they just you saw all the money fell apart. Listen, once Cooper Kupp got hurt, it was over with.
If Aaron Donald didn't make that tackle, you saw.
Yeah,
he was wide open, right? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
They were a second away from losing that game.
They were. That's what I say, because the Bengals were for real that year,
dude.
And I had picked the Bengals to win, but like you say,
I was rooting for Matt Stafford. He deserved it.
No, he did.
As much as he put up
all
with
the years,
Lions.
all the years he dealt with the Lions is being hurt, not making playoffs, some of the worst records in NFL history. Yeah. He deserved an opportunity to be on the big stage like that and show that he's a great quarterback.
He owes all his thanks to Tampa Bay's defense.
Oh, yeah.
All of it. Giving up a 80-yard touchdown.
Oh my God!
27 seconds, whatever it was.
Sometimes I don't understand how that even happens. These guys got to score a touchdown. How are we not able to stop these guys from getting 85 yards?
I don't know. In like 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds, not 85 yards in 2 minutes. We talking about 85 yards in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense.
No.
All right, so this question I came up with, and because I had seen a couple other little stories online about it, so I just wanted to see what your thoughts were, because as we sit on this podcast, me, you, John, and Ty, as we sit on the podcast and everybody else has come on here, all of us have different experiences with sports,
right.
Different backgrounds with sports. Some of us play, some of us haven't. So the question I want to ask you, knock my mic out the way.
I saw that.
Question I want to ask you is, does actually playing a particular sport at a high level, meaning, college and then pro, does that qualify you more than somebody who's never, ever played the sport to talk about that sport?
That's a good question. Wish I would have read that a little better when you sent that. I mean, I think you have a little more insight because you've played it. Mm-hmm. But then, you look at talk show hosts like Greeny. Mm-hmm. He knows what he's talking about. He's pretty good, has a pretty strong opinion. So, but yeah, if I'm leaning, if you want me to lean away, yeah, I think it requires you having a little bit of sacrifice in the sport to
know what it takes.
Yeah, yeah, because you can't. It's hard just to come out of somewhere and just start talking. Like you weren't there.
Yeah,
you don't know what it took to grind every day. The sacrifice it was to play in there, the pain,
trenches. Yeah,
the injuries is all of that.
So, when I first put this question together, I was kind of leaning like you, like, okay, that is a requirement. You need to have played the sport at a particular level so you understand, like you said, the ins and outs, the grind, the struggles, the ups and downs of playing, the teammate aspect, the coaching, the organization, all that, the travel, the recruiting, like all that different stuff. You need to have a understanding of it. But I also said, well, even if you didn't play the sport at a high level, you could still have just as much knowledge of that sport, I believe, because of testimonials from people that did play the sport. So like if I'm a reporter and I'm out here meeting you and meeting all these other high-level athletes and you're telling me about your experience, then I gain that insight even though I didn't actually put the ball on the court, I didn't catch the ball on the field, I didn't hit the ball, I didn't kick the ball, I didn't experience those moments.
Right.
So no, I can't, 100% objectively tell you what it takes to do that. But hey, I talked to Anthony, and he was in that moment at the Super Bowl with 3 seconds left. He explained to me what it felt like to be that in that moment. And if I've done this for 20, 30 years, I've come across countless athletes.
Absolutely.
Countless recruits, countless coaches, countless GMs and owners, and I've had opportunities to be in these circles. Yep. So you gain the right perspective. Now everybody is, that do podcasts, that do talk shows, some of them are just way out of line with what they're saying.
No doubt.
And you can tell, like, bro, you not only did you not play, but you ain't really getting real information and paying attention to what's going on right now.
Right.
But then there's some guys I really believe, their opinion, like Greeny, like other people that's even like players is coming on TV now.
Yeah.
You get that insight from them, and they're still not giving you the 100% the truth of what they experienced, but they trying to give you a little bit more insight of what it's like to be on that level.
Yeah, you can take a look at, like, for example, say if like Greeny, and then you've got Romo.
Yeah.
Imagine Greeny doing what Romo does, never playing it's like it's just The insight Romo gives you from being on the field and understanding.
Absolutely. Yep.
Like,
yeah. And
it's not a comparison, but
and I think that's true because a lot of the athletes when they come to TV, they're having to be educated too because they've never been like on the journalist side.
Right.
So they've never been the one having to investigate and get inside information, and so they never had to do that because they've always just played. So I think it goes hand in hand. But I thought it was very interesting when I saw that. Some people were saying that, man, you got to really play the sport to be able to talk about it. And I don't believe that's necessarily 100% true.
No.
I think you just gotta have some type of.
I think it's a bonus.
Yeah, it is a huge bonus because you can speak from, like I say, real experience more than just what you see on paper or what you see on film.
Yeah.
So, all right. So moving on. So I don't know if you saw it, but Henry Ruggs, third.
Yeah.
He pleaded guilty to his DUI, and then he's facing. They said anywhere from 3 to 10 years in prison. Hate that for him. The reason why I put this on here just because I wanted to bring light to, hey, sometimes in sports we forget the human aspect of these guys and these girls that are performing for us.
Yep.
And that people have real lives and real experiences that we have to, pay attention to.
Yep.
And I hate that happened to him. And moving forward, I hope that he's able to, share what he's going through to help the next generation.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Because, that is a big thing in sports now is, drinking and driving because we see that happen a lot. And then now gambling is becoming even more rapid in professional sports. So any young player out there that's, trying to make it to the big league, you got to remember, there are choices that you're going to have to make. That's not going to be, liked by everybody.
Nope.
But you want to put yourself in a position to make sure that, hey, you can't stop everything, but you want to try to lessen things from happening.
Yep.
So I hate to hear, somebody now is going to, lose a portion of their life because of one night.
Yeah, someone who was
good. Henry was good.
Yeah.
He was real good. And, I'm, like I said, it just sucks to see, a blink of an eye moment happen, and then now, like I said, his career is over.
Yep.
Just like that. So just want people to remind, always remember that, hey, just take your time and, think about
stop and think about your choices.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, man. So let's talk about his NBA playoffs right now, man.
Okay.
Because I feel like, and I say this one for last because this is the best thing going on right now.
I agree.
So let's start in the West. All right. So you see Denver and Phoenix 2-1.
Yeah.
What do you think is the outcome of that series?
With Chris Paul out?
Yeah.
Game over.
So do you think Phoenix wins another game, or you think they're done, like 4-1? What do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 4-1.
Okay.
Now, because, if you look at their last game, even though they won.
It was hard. 2
people had to score 40 points.
Yeah.
The rest of the bench.
And they only won by like 4 or 5 points.
Yeah, I forget what the score was.
It's like 116. No, there was 4. It was 116.
116, something like that.
Yeah, 112, 116, or 121, 116. I know it was only 4 or 5 points. And for them, that's my thing. And, Booker had a massive game.
Yeah, he had 40-something points.
45, 20 for 25 from the field with no free throws.
Wow. I didn't go to the stat line that much, but it's just without Chris Paul there, there's just, that's too much.
Yeah,
They're not going to.
And you got KD and him playing 40-plus minutes a game. And you're playing that many minutes and you're barely winning. And I don't know how you think.
I don't think anybody else was in double figures.
That's what I'm saying. No. I want to say their next leading scorer was TJ Warren. He had like 8 points.
And they had to go into their bench deep.
They had to go deep. He went down. He went and got Terrence Ross off the bench. Yeah. Terrence Ross ain't played a minute of playoffs.
Yeah, Denver used like 3 people on their bench.
Yeah.
And I looked, they used like 6.
Yeah,
6
they
or
did.
7.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm with you. I do believe they win another game. I think they win this next game, but just
they're not winning the series.
But I don't think they win the series. I think Denver comes out of that series. Now, how about the LA Lakers and Golden State Warriors? What do you think about that series?
That's a good series.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yes.
Back-to-back games, swapping 30-point wins. I'm not going to lie to you. But this is probably going to come down to game 7.
Game 7.
I hope so, at least.
I think for the playoffs to have I would like both games to be game 7s. Both matchups, be game 7. But like I said, Denver, I think Denver just too much for Phoenix. but I definitely see LA and
Where's
Golden
Jordan Poole?
Good question. That's a great question. That's the question of the year right there.
If if the Warriors want to get out of this, they've got to find something from somebody.
Him and Wiggins, because Wiggins not really doing much either. So they got, and they made the change of putting JaMychal Green in. With last game, it didn't really do too much.
No, they got smoked at halftime.
Exactly. So they got to come up with a different game plan. But yeah, you got to get something out of Poole and something out of Wiggins. You got to.
Yeah,
because
that's coming off the bench and
because that's the only way. That's the only way you really beat the Lakers. Because if you're expecting Clay and Steph to be your sole scoring to beat them, it's not enough scoring.
Yeah,
it's not enough scoring gonna happen, and I don't see that going well. I still pick the Warriors to win this series.
I would like that,
but
yeah,
what I'm saying is it's in Game 3. I didn't like what I saw in Game 3. No. Defensively, they weren't sound. Offensively, they weren't sound. They just didn't play Warrior basketball that game. But give credit to Lakers though. Lakers came ready to play LeBron. Everybody came ready to play. AD showed up.
Yeah,
all the supporting cast showed up, which I expected because they're at home. You expect guys to play better at home.
Yeah.
But with the Warriors, it's like, man, come on. You better, because the one thing they don't want to do is go down 3-1.
No, especially
because LeBron, when they went
home court advantage.
Yeah, because history has shown when LeBron's up 3-1, nobody comes back from that.
Especially the Warriors.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
They lost 3-1.
Yeah, so they're not gonna lose this 3-1 lead, and the Warriors gonna run off 3 straight wins. Yeah. I just don't see if they get down 3-1. So now let's move into the East. You got Philly and Boston.
I don't know why that series doesn't seem.
It's boring.
Glamorous.
It's boring. Yeah. Let's just call it what
I think Boston's going to eventually.
It's boring.
It out.
It's boring. But I was talking to one of my friends about James Harden. They was like, "Man, what's going on with James?" I'm like, man, it's clear with him and Embiid on the floor because you got to give Embiid his touches. James just kind of takes a backseat.
Well, yeah,
he don't shoot as much. He's just not that volume scorer like he used to be.
He's starting to be a 6 player again.
That's what I'm saying. We have to transition to 6-man again because I feel like when he's on the floor with Maxey and Embiid, all 3 of them, that dynamic just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because Maxey just kind of running around.
Yeah.
He don't have the ball in his hand. Joel is taking majority of the touches, majority of the shots. And then James is shooting 3 for, I think he shot 3 for 15 last game.
Yeah.
So it's like.
It's not a James night either.
Yeah, it's just one of those struggles for him being out there on the floor with somebody like an Embiid.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure that out. Because they're not going to beat Boston that way.
That's what I'm saying.
Embiid can't beat him by himself.
Because if he scored, let's say he scored 50, he's still going to lose.
Yeah.
So, and then we got Miami, New York.
Again,
not glamorous.
Maybe I'm just not a New York Knicks fan, but the only reason they lost game 2
is because Jimmy Butler didn't play. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, they should be up 3-0.
Yeah, and they will be.
Yeah.
They're going to finish that out. Jimmy Butler's just too hot right now.
He's different, man.
In the playoffs.
He is different. And like I say, I don't know how he gets so overlooked throughout the season and then come to the playoff, I guess, because people just don't think about the Miami Heat like that. But, man, he is one of those guys.
They're not flashy. They're not They're not your number 1 seed. They're not even top 4.
They're not killing you with a bunch of threes. They don't have a bunch of bigs running around. They don't have some uber athlete running around like a Giannis or something like that. So they're not glamorous like these other teams in the conference.
Yeah.
So as I said, but yeah, I think Miami takes care of that too as well. So then you got Miami and Boston. So Miami
that'd be
a great series. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I got Miami coming out of that. If Miami faces Boston.
As a Boston fan, I wouldn't like to see that, but that's gonna be a good series.
Jimmy, his momentum, his rhythm right now is just too much, man. It's overpowering team.
I don't disagree.
So
the problem is, can he hold it? Because you saw what happened when they were in the bubble. He did that the whole playoffs, and then got
to the finals and ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's possible he can run out of gas too. But that's going to be, to me, the best series of the playoff is Boston.
I think Miami. So. If they play, absolutely,
I think it's going to be the best series. And then of course Denver, and then like I said, I think Golden State could be Lakers. Either way, Denver versus either one of them.
I wouldn't surprise me to see the Lakers Miami again.
That's what I'm saying. If the Lakers make it past Golden State, I got them going to the finals. Because I think Jokic is going to have a problem with AD. And then, of course, there's nobody on Denver that can guard LeBron or,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you got Jamal Murray, but Denver don't have enough supporting cast scoring to me to be able to beat the Lakers.
No, yeah.
So that's why I say I think Lakers, if they make it past Golden State, they go to the championship. And then if you got Miami and LA in that battle, that's gonna be a great finals too.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a great finals. So I'm looking forward to what's going on with the rest of the playoffs. It's been a good NBA playoffs, even from the play-in till now.
Big facts.
So I know we got a couple games coming up here soon, so we get to see kind of where position-wise everybody's gonna fall. But yeah, I think just like we talked, I think that's how it's gonna go for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, man, excited. Well, man, Ant, I want to thank you, man. That's gonna wrap this episode up today. We made it short and sweet today. A lot of stuff going on, but not too much. Because like I said, playoffs going on with hockey, playoffs going on with basketball.
Yeah. We'll need to talk about that.
Do you watch any hockey, man? Before we get out of here, you watch any hockey?
I watch playoff hockey.
Okay. Why so?
There's an electric atmosphere to playoff hockey.
Okay.
With that, it's just playoff.
You can't find it in the regular season.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about baseball. Like I don't really watch baseball till October.
Like Boston scored 100 and I don't know how many points. Best single season ever in hockey.
Yeah, and lost in the second
to
round.
an 8 seed.
Uh-huh.
Barely made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I watched most of that series.
Yeah. Because they lost to who they lose to?
Panthers.
Yep. The Florida Panthers. And then look at the Kraken. You know what they doing in the playoffs right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like playoffs in all sports are different.
Yeah.
Hockey, in my opinion, is right there. It's behind behind football
of course.
and basketball, but it's electric. I mean, I enjoy watching some games, especially the playoffs. I won't watch regular season much because it's just
so many games. Because they play. I want to say they think they play around the same amount of games as basketball. They play like 80-some games.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of games. But I agree with you, man. I just think playoff in general is so electric because, like you say, an 8th seed team that barely scraped into the playoffs can beat the number 1 team. I'm talking about one of the best records in history, for hockey.
And that's the third time in a row.
Yeah.
The number 1, a record-breaking team. You got the Patriots. You got Boston.
Yep.
And then you got the Warriors.
Yeah.
All broke single-season records.
Yeah.
And then lost.
But don't forget about the Miami Dolphins when they went undefeated and then ended up
But they
losing.
won. No, they won that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did.
That's why they won't honor the Patriots because we lost in the Super Bowl. Even though we went undefeated all the way to it. And shouldn't have lost. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about that. Let's move on.
But no, I agree with you. I think the electricity that you feel in a playoff game, no matter what sport it is, you can't match it with a regular season game. And like you said, the drama and the theater of a number 1 seed lose to an 8 seed, a number 2 seed lose to a 5 seed.
Yeah.
Because like I tell people, once you make the playoff, everything's 0-0. It don't matter what we did to get here. We're here now. Right. It's all about how well we match up with you every single night between these lines to win this game.
That's right.
And if you slip up and we get 3 or 4 wins, it's over with.
That's Boston.
So that's why I said that threw me for a loop. I had the Bruins going all the way to the Stanley Cup.
Dude, they lost 6 games the whole year or something like that. And they lost 4 in the first round.
I was like,
or 12. I don't remember what it was.
Are you kidding? It don't matter. It was less than 15 games they lost.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to lose to an 8 seed. No way possible. And I'm talking about, and I don't think it wasn't even like close games. They were getting like 2 or 3 scores.
Yeah, there were a few.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 4 or 5 goals,
yeah,
6 goals.
I'm like, that's crazy for a team that come in with that type of record. So, but man, that's going to wrap it up, man. As always, I want to thank Anthony for stepping in and being on the podcast with me.
Appreciate it.
And if you're watching this now, if you watch us on Facebook, make sure you follow the page on Facebook. And if you watch us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's continue to grow the channel. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. And definitely on the next episode, we'll do our very, very best to implement all of your comments. Like, share, and subscribe. As always, man. But until then, me and Ant will catch you on the next episode. Peace.
Take it easy, guys.